Hey, what is up, awesome people? It's Shady Wags with Got Your Back Gaming, and what I'm going to share with you is some gameplay of my first time heading into the Dark Zone. I'm sure there are some of you who have yet to make that trip in there, and you really don't know what to expect, like us. The only experience I had prior to this was the Dark Zone trailer video from Ubisoft, which showcased a lot of PvP, so needless to say, we were a little tense going into here. You can make your way into the Dark Zone from any one of these checkpoints. Once you are into the checkpoint, there is a Dark Zone vendor who sells some pretty awesome gear. This is the level you need to be to equip the gear, and this is the Dark Zone rank you need to be to equip that gear as well. And here's the Dark Zone funds required to purchase the items. And right now I have 0 Dark Zone credits.
You're gonna regret this.
Biohazard warning. Entering contaminated zone.
We make our way through the door, and this is Dark Zone 20 to 24. 10 gauge is 20 and I am 23, so we are able to group together here and enter into the same zone. If we did not fall into that same level range, we would have been separated and entered into different player brackets. If you want to play with your friends, it's a good idea to stay around the same level. We hesitantly began making our way up the street, and it was not very long before we ran into a group of enemies, and in the Dark Zone they are all elites. As you kill the enemies, you get Dark Zone experience only, and as that increases, that will level up your Dark Zone rank, and it levels up really fast at the beginning. I do pick up some green loot, and once I pick that up, I now have a yellow loot bag on me. If I wanted to keep that loot, I would need to extract those items. Also, this loot bag is a key to other players that I am carrying Dark Zone loot. I should have noticed this before, but I didn't at the time. Up here is a notification that someone is called in an extraction. But at the time, I didn't even pay attention to that. We continue up the street, and 10 gauge was like, hey, there's some shiny lights over here. Let's go check that out. What we stumbled into was the extraction area and a whole lot of elites. We go ahead and take them out. And there was already loot here. We started picking up the loot, not realizing what had happened. This was a failed extraction from that notification before. Someone was trying to extract the loot, and they were killed, and when you die in the Dark Zone, you drop any Dark Zone loot you are currently holding. Another thing to note is the loot is free for all. You do not get your own like in the main story portion of the game. Whoever picks it up first gets it. Right after I pick up that loot, which included a superior suppressor, the guy shows up looking for his loot. He comes right up on us, and I have my finger on the trigger ready to go. I think he saw our levels, and he turns around and takes off. I went ahead and decided to chase him a little bit to see what he was going to do, and his buddy's right there also. We chase him down the street. 10 gauge chases them even a little further down the street. I open up my inventory, and the Dark Zone items I have collected are right here. I can hold 9 items. I went ahead and deconstructed the greens, but if you do deconstruct contaminated items, you do not get any materials in return. You can see by what little fighting I've done already, I've accumulated 478 Dark Zone funds. At this point, we decided to extract what we have just to try it out since we have never done it before. I head into the circle and call for the extraction, which begins a minute 30 extraction timer until the chopper gets here for the extraction. And like that notification in the beginning, everyone in the zone can see that. Also, anyone who is rogue can see us on the map as well. We both take cover because we are expecting other players to come after us. That did not happen. What happened was a bunch of elites came after us. I really was not prepared, and I was in bad cover to say the least, and these guys do hit hard. We did hold out long enough for the extraction, but where we did mess up though, we should have killed this last guy before trying to extract our items. We did get the items attached to the rope, and he ends up killing both of us. Even though we did die, we did successfully get the items out of there. And when I went back to the safe house, that superior silencer I stole was in my stash. I hope this clears up any misconceptions or questions you may have had about the Dark Zone. As I discover more things, I will continue posting videos about them. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.
Cargo has extracted.